Hello, it's me again, Chef Lisa. I am in the kitchen once again to share tips with you. This is Joy of the Feast. This is where I teach you how to do some recipes, some kitchen hacks, all types of fun things so that you can get back around the table and rediscover the joy of feasting together. So today is one of those recipes where I reached out to my Facebook family and asked, what do you struggle with in the kitchen? And so I got a lot of answers. The most colorful one came from Eric Lindgren. He's a former classmate of mine. And he said, can you tell me how not to F up a piece of expensive fish? And so the title of today's show is How Not to F Up a Piece of Expensive Fish. Today I'm working with salmon and Alaskan halibut, which is my favorite fish of all time. Halibut is super expensive, like $30 a pound or up. Salmon, wild caught, you're still gonna pay, a pretty penny for it. What you don't want to do is mess up a piece of fish. People tend to overcook it, they're just afraid of it. I'm gonna try to take some of that fear away today, okay? Let's give you a way to do fish two different ways. The first, we're going to tackle the salmon. And this is one of my tried and true recipes. I do this if you've ever been to one of my dinner parties, if you've been one of my private clients, then you've probably had my smoked paprika salmon. It is a signature dish from Heart and Soul, my personal chef company. And it's something that I think it's just, it's so good, but it's super simple to make. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. And it starts with just a simple rub, and then we're going to go into the low broiler. Salmon takes no time to cook, and we're going to have it out before you know it. Then we'll tackle just a really easy pan-seared halibut. So, to the rub. So obviously we're going to start with smoked paprika, which I have here in this little cup. I've got some brown sugar. I'm just going to mix them together. I'm only doing 2 pieces of fish, just need a little bit of rub. So you want to go half and half on your brown sugar to smoked paprika ratio. I'm going to add a pinch of salt. This gives a little flavor enhancer there. And then my magic ingredient is orange zest. I'm going to zest some orange right into that rub. So I've got orange. Make sure you take the peel off the orange. Nobody wants the orange sticker, okay, with the produce coat on it. And I'm using a microplane zester here. And so what I'm going to do is just rub just the orange part. You just want to get the color off. When you zest any citrus fruit, lime, lemon, orange, you don't want to get down to the white. The white is called the pith. It is like so bitter, it's freaking gross, right? So, and that's when you get that like no, it's bitter. Well, like people put whole lemons in the tea and let it sit in the refrigerator for a while, and then the whole pitcher of tea turns bitter. It's because of that pith. So you don't want to get to the white, all right? I know some people have said they'll cut you down to the white meat. Whatever you do, don't zest this down to the white meat, okay? Look at that. Woo! Look at all that zest. I'm taking all of it off. You will rarely see me use a citrus fruit in any way if I need to juice it without zesting at first. The zest has all the essential oils in there in that peel, and it's just got flavor. And if you've seen my videos, you know I'm preaching flavor. We're not doing any more bland meals, folks. You're going to put food on the table people want to eat, that your kids ask you to make again and again. And so I'm giving you tips on how to just layer flavors. So citrus zest is one of those things, it just adds a whole nother dimension to your cooking. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to use that orange for some garnish later. You could just, can you smell it? You just smell it in through the screen. It's just, whether it's lime, lemon, it doesn't matter. It just makes a dish pop completely. Just mixing this up. Now, you're like, Lisa, you didn't tell me what measurements you used. Yeah, I didn't. I'm going to post the recipe in a link right below this video. So you'll have all the measurements. I am really from the country, even though it's Charlotte, it's still the country. Like my parents my grandparents, my great-grandparents, they lived on farms and stuff, so I learned to cook originally from them. So I got country tendencies, okay? I like the city, but I got some country tendencies. So I don't measure a whole lot, but you will have the perfect measurements and ratios in the recipe below. I just want to rub that in. Don't be scared of your salmon. Now, this is 2 really nice fillets. They're actually half a pound a piece, so they're 8 ounces. I mean, that is like a good portion of fish. So it's just a perfect center cut piece. Now when you go to the butcher or to the fishmonger, you go to the fish counter at whatever store that where you shop, or fish market, you know, they'll try to give you those tail pieces. Ask them for a center cut piece of fish, okay? I'm kind of biased. I don't like tail pieces. They just don't present well. So I like these. I got that nice and patted down. That is gonna be it for that rub. That's all we're doing, but I am gonna take a couple slices of the orange and I'm gonna let them broil right on top of that salmon. So this is going in the oven. I didn't put any oil, I didn't put anything on the pan. I like to have the skin off. And I didn't remove the skin on the salmon. There's skin on the bottom, but I put it right on the pan because as this cooks, and when I take the fish off, you'll see that I'm gonna be able to take that fish right off the pan, and then we're gonna leave the skin right on the pan. So I choose to do that because it's easier than taking the skin off before. So I'm gonna put it in the broiler on a low broil, on a low rack in the oven, and it's probably gonna take about 7 minutes. Okay. Cool beans. Now for the halibut, literally my favorite fish in the world is halibut. Halibut is super expensive. You do not want to mess up a piece of halibut, but it's worth it. It's like meaty texture. The first time I ever had a piece of halibut, I was living in a triangle. I went to this place, I don't remember the name of it, but it was a grill, and they had grilled halibut. And I tried it. It literally was like eating a steak on the grill. It was meaty, it held up, it wasn't like, you know, like too flaky. It was a nice sturdy piece of fish, and it was thick, and it's, you know, cook it, it's just white and beautiful, and you know, it's just awesome. And so when you want something really meaty, like a nice, but you want a mild fish, sweet flesh, it's a perfect fish. And if you want to impress somebody, this is the fish you want to cook, is halibut. A nice sea bass works too. I like sea bass, I like swordfish, but this is the mildest flavor. We're gonna start with some butter in the pan. If y'all know me by now, you see a lot of butter, and I am unashamed, okay? We're gonna do butter. You can't just have a whole bunch of butter every day, but I'm gonna teach you how to make something really good every once in a while. And I'm gonna supplement this with a little bit of olive oil. It's just gonna keep our butter from burning in the pan. Now I did turn this up on high heat. Once it's heated up and sizzling, I'll turn it down to a medium high. Just drizzling a little olive oil in, really just to keep the butter from burning. And of course, it's extra virgin olive oil. It's going to add a little flavor in there too. Now, as you well know, I'm going to season my fish too. I'm going to season that butter. I'm going to season the fish. In this case, I'm going to do very simple. It doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to do a lot. I'm just going to do a little bit of salt and pepper on both sides. A little bit of pepper. Alright. Cool beans. I got some sizzle going on. Oh, yes ma'am. Yes ma'am. I got some sizzle going on. So I'm going to turn this a little bit lower so we don't ruin our expensive piece of fish. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to sear this fish, and we're going to leave it alone, skin side down on this one first, so to get a really nice crispy skin. So we're going to do that skin side down. Now I am gonna put a little bit of aromatics in my oil and butter combination, just to flavor the butter a little bit. I'm gonna use a couple cloves of garlic. I'm just gonna smash them real quick, get some of the oils out of there. Garlic is also one of those things that I say, there's just no reason why you shouldn't use fresh garlic. You know, you can use little mints in a jar. Sometimes it comes in handy. I do it too sometimes. Garlic powder has its place, you know, if you want to put it in a meatloaf, something like that. So I always have some garlic powder in my cabinet too. But 9 times out of 10, in most applications, I'm going to use fresh piece of garlic. Because you got, again, the essential oils in there. Garlic is so good for you. There's so many health benefits to garlic. Of course, extra flavor. So my skinless piece of fish has a nice sear on it. Oh, no. Don't flip yet. No. I need you to be perfect. Hold on. Bam. All right. Save the day. So it's got a nice color on there. Takes like 3 minutes to cook at halibut, okay? Most white flaky fishes, it does not take long. I got my skin sat down on this one. I want to check that skin. Oh, yes, ma'am. We ready to go on this one. So I'm going to flip this one over too. Get a sear on top. Woo! Can you see this? Can you see that perfect crispy skin? I'm just going to tilt this pan and baste my fish. I flavored the oil with garlic and thyme. Now I'm just going to baste it. It helps to solidify that crust, gives you some extra flavor. Bam, 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 bam. That is something special right there. I need to get me a lemon for this. I'm gonna squeeze a little bit of lemon on this halibut when it comes out of the pan. If you saw me do my steak video, you know I do a little test. Same test really works for fish. I do a little feel on it. Now you can take your thermometer, which I have one, and this is my little meat thermometer. We're looking for 140, 145 on your fish, okay? So you can do that. Takes the guesswork out. And I'm at 141. I know that is done. I'm going to take it off the heat. So I got that beautiful piece of skin. I want to serve that up because you took the time to get that perfect golden. I'm going to take this off, save this for my personal taste test. Now, I've got my perfect plate. I'm going to garnish it in a second. I'm going to check on my salmon. So I put it up on the top rack. Here's an important rule. When you put something on the broiler, okay, you either need to stand and watch the broiler or you need to set a timer, okay? I cannot tell you how much even just toast I burn because I put something in the broiler and then walk away and la-di-da and then your stuff is burnt. So timer or stand there and watch it. So I'm not going to go too far. Okay, I'm good for a couple of minutes. I'm going to grab my lemon and just do a quick little garnish with my lemon. I need a little juice on my halibut. And I'm going to put a couple of little slices right there for garnish and get my plate white. I just like a nice clean plate. I'm going to check my salmon. Oh, okay, I got 2 seconds on the salmon. Get my brulee on that orange. And this is your perfectly cooked piece of halibut. crispy skin texture. I'm gonna grab a fork and taste that in just a second. I'm gonna get my salmon out of the oven. Ooh, Jesus. Now, grab a plate and my little spatula here. Oh, I'm going to show you the skin coming off of this. I told you I didn't put anything on the pan. I didn't put any parchment down. So what I'm going to do is just take my spatula and just run it right under there. And you can see the skin stayed right in place on that pan. And that's an easy way to take the skin off. So, do a little garnish here with this. You know, I like my garnishes. So this is a smoked paprika salmon, perfectly cooked, little orange garnish. It's got brown sugar, smoked paprika, orange zest, and a pinch of salt, and then your halibut. This is almost just a piece of art. I love halibut. And this is such a mild fish, you can really flavor it with anything. Here we just did simple salt and pepper, sear, and then we did we basted it in butter, a little bit of olive oil, some thyme, garlic, just to season that butter. But it's a perfect fish. Almost really reminds you of the texture of like a lobster tail, like a good crab meat. So sweet, flaky, perfect. So 2 pieces of fish that were kind of pricey, and we did not F it up, okay? So Eric, I hope you tuned in. You gave me this idea. And everybody else, if you like this video and you want to see more, just like this video, share it with your friends. Be sure to click the links below so you can follow us on all of our social media platforms and subscribe to our YouTube channel. This has been Joy of the Feast. I'm Chef Lisa, and join me next time. I'll be stirring up some more groceries and show you how to make weeknight dinner. Easy, totally fresh, and effortless.